What is up people, this is YSHQ and in this video I'll be showing you how to connect the Raspberry Pi to the relay board which we just made and how it works. So that was the relay board. This is the GPIO connector which connects the Raspberry Pi to the board and the other part, and this other part is for the LCD to join. Now I made this earlier in a previous video which I linked in the description below. So this part controls the LED on the LCD. Now over here what I have is an indicator, then the relays, 3 relays, and the connecting wires all soldered onto it. Now there's a lot more solder on the back side of the board as I salvaged this one. Now these are the connections which are not visible from the front but are done on the back. The brown wires indicate the plus 5 volts and the white ones, which are these, indicate the ground. The blue wires are for connecting the GPIOs to the relays. Now what I'll do is that I'll solder these LEDs on the board, so when the relay turns on, the LED also turns on, which in case indicates that the switch is on. So what I did over here was I took an LED, connected a resistor to it to limit the current and soldered it on. One leg of the resistor to the LED and the other leg of the resistor to the wire and the LED to the wire. So in this next part I'll be soldering it across the diode, keeping the positive terminal towards the negative side of the diode. So what we'll need over here is the soldering wire, the flux and the soldering iron itself. Let's place in the LED PCB first. So what I did over here was the blue wire was for the positive side and the white was for the negative. Hence I'm keeping the white one common for ground in the whole project. So I place it across the diode. Next I'll just bend the wires so it's easier to solder. Then I'll check if the soldering iron is hot enough or not. It is, so I'll take some flux, apply it over there and solder those connections. Now for the full tutorial also of the soldering, I'll link it, and that would be the part 2 of this series. So if you haven't seen it, please go check it out. That is the first LED done. Now it's time for the other two in the same way. That is placing the wires, bending the wire, soldering it and repeat. I haven't cleaned this strip in a while and hence it is making the soldering process a bit harder. So just keep in mind to clean your soldering tip from time to time and to maintain it. This is the third wire. Doing the same process again. Now after all the soldering is done, this is the PCB, the final product. Now I'll take you through what this PCB really is and how it works. But first, let's fire up the Pi and clean the table. Let's put aside all the soldering equipment. Next, we'll connect the USB cable and the LAN wire to the Raspberry Pi and let it boot up. And now we'll take a look at the circuit diagram of this contraption. I reduced the brightness because it was too bright to see anything. I'll draw everything with the orange. So first we'll start with the transistor, which is indicated by a round and this symbol. Now as this is an NPN and hence the arrow will come down. So the lower leg goes to the ground, which is indicated by 3 or 4 lines, and I'll name it as RPI ground. Next, we'll add in the resistor part, that is the base. So connect the base to the resistor. Then it goes over to the Raspberry Pi's GPIO. I'll name it as GPIO and let's take it as 7 because the first relay is connected to GPIO 7. Next, the top one. The top one goes to the diode and the relay as well. So we'll pull that wire. And connect it to the diode and the relay. So that's the diode and the relay. That's the first part of the relay, and the next part, the top one, which would be the NONC connection switch, or the switch which is controlled by the excitation of the primary coil. So let's draw a bulb and a power supply connected to it along with its connection to the NO. Next, we'll make the LEDs which we just connected a few minutes back. Now one terminal was connected to the plus 5 volts and hence the diode's negative terminal is connected to plus 5 volts. Let's use the blue one to make the relay. And the transistor is C33725. It is visible on the flat side of the transistor. You can see it in your transistor. So now let's go into its working. This is the basic circuit which is there. Now I'll use the red when the GPIO is off. So the transistor remains off and hence there is no connection with ground. So the voltage travels from the plus 5 volts to the relay. Then it goes through the coil. Then it comes down, but it is stopped at the collector side or the base of the transistor, and hence there is no complete connection. So the circuit stays off. Now when the GPIO is turned on, the voltage passes from 5 volts to the negative side of the diode. Then from there it goes over to the relays coil. Then it reaches the collector. Now as the base was given a supply, the base hence allows the electrons to pass and the circuit is complete as the electrons go to the ground. Now this completes the circuit. This only works when GPIO is turned on. Now this is the set voltage, which is about 3.3 volts from the Raspberry Pi. Which I just wrote. So that's it for the whole process. Now for the main part. When the coil is excited, it shifts the switch from normally closed to normally open, and hence this in turn starts the upper relay, the upper circuit, which makes the bulb glow. So now let's put the paper aside as the Raspberry Pi has booted up and has had to settle down. So the next thing we'll do is we'll connect the GPIO breakout. As the connection is successfully made, the red light starts glowing, and you can see that none of the white lights are glowing right now because all the relays are turned off. Now let's connect the LCD first so it gets out of the way. Now I made a specific video on the LCD. You can check it out, it'll be in the description and the annotation as well. I can set the contrast using the potentiometer. Let's bring it all in the middle. Now let's fire up Juice SSH. I use this software on the Android because it is way better than the other ones which I used. Now I'll run the lcdcar.py script which turns on the LCD and displays characters onto it. Now this is the default example which comes with the Adafruit library. I just modified it a bit to make the process a lot faster. Now as you can see the flashback one, that is an error in the code because I kept GPIO 4 or some GPIO which is connected to the relay. Now I'll open up the web page which I made and which will be shown in the next video. Now in this page I have multiple buttons which would control the relays and turn the LEDs on and off. Let me first straighten out the LEDs and I'll shut off the lights so it's easier for you guys to see. Now if I click on light 1, it turns the first relay on, light 2 turns the second one, and the PC stat turns on the third one. And if I click on it again, it turns it off. As you can see, it works nice and it is responsive as well for the simple script that I wrote. So that's it. In the next part, I'll be showing you the web page, and after that I might be doing something on the LCD to display the current time and many other things. So thank you people for watching this video. Like this video or dislike it. Subscribe to the channel, share it, go through my other videos, and see you next time. Ta-da!